Hello, I am the Hollow. We'll consider review of the second review of the Power Rangers Beast Morphers figures. This time, I was going to post the gold, silver, and the red Fury Rangers, but I decided to do these instead today, because I'm borrowing this one from my little brother. I got it for his birthday, and well, I'm borrowing it for the sake of reviewing, things. So before I get into that, a little something I forgot to mention in the previous video regarding these three. These three Rangers, in exchange for their superpowers, each have a weakness. In America, it's described as a contamination of the animal DNA. Japan, it was something that they had their whole lives of training since they got their powers on Christmas Eve in the year 2000. And as described by a comrade in the second episode, their weaknesses make them kind of like computers. In the case of the Red Ranger, he freezes up whenever he sees something. In America, it was dogs. Not because Devin was scared of dogs, but rather that cheetah DNA inside of him was. It would freeze up where cheetah DNA would make him freeze up whenever he saw a dog, which makes no sense to me. I mean, actually, no, wait, it does make sense to me. Sorry. But in Japan, he froze up when he saw chickens. Yes. You heard me right. Chickens. Now, at first it seems very silly, and it was often used in the show as a sort of gag, but later on in the show, I think around like the 20s, they revealed why, and it made more sense. He froze up whenever he overexerted himself and overheated. He's on his weakness, and as well as fixes were the same in both versions. Yellow Ranger had a battery thing. From that energy, she collapses and can't really move anything more than her arms and head. In America, she recharges by carrots, which makes sense because of the jackrabbit DNA. But in Japan, she had calories. In other words, for her, or for the Japanese counterpart, calories were good for her. And now back to our regularly scheduled review. First up, we'll look at the Roxy figure. Now, in Japan, the suit was where you see this sort of neon greenish yellow was actually purple in Japan. They changed it because in America for the first season anyway, because she was originally intended to be the Yellow Ranger, but then Evox got control of her and turned her into this. Articulation is her arms can't go up quite as much because of the shoulder pads here. Legs they can't really go out. As with the other figures, they can't. But they only move up and down and have an elbow joint here, which does look very off to me. Not sure what you're seeing it on camera, but there's a big gap here. Again, Hasbro's attempts, best attempts at work with Power Rangers. It was the same with this guy here, Avatar Blaze. It was originally intended to be the Red Ranger, which makes sense when you know the Japanese version. The only one who did not have an evil counterpart was Robbie, the Blue Ranger, because, well, I don't think they really have figured out a suit or anything for an Avatar or Robbie. Especially just the fact that in Japan he wouldn't have had a close enough counterpart for that. But what's interesting to note is, in the first season they had this, but in the second season they had this. You see, in Japan, the enemy known as Antar, who Blaze happens to be based off of, well, actually, this one came first. This form came first. Though not until like the late 20s or early 30s. And as you can see, he has a sort of beak face here, as well as these goggles, which are also, some of us are also Roxy, or Escape as she was known in Japan. And she has a symbol here, which in Japan was for the ball glass. And, well, because it looks kind of like a V. I'm not sure how well you can see it. Anyway, articulation is the same as with Roxy. Leg, knee. Well, the knee is not exactly, doesn't exactly bend that great. The left one, my left one, the left one does, but the other one doesn't. Guess I got my little brother, one that's, I don't know, I see it looks like it's really getting messed up back here. Not sure what's coming out of the camera. But anyway, he also has this scarf here on the back molded on. It's right there, not sure how well you can see it. And this one actually came in like, this one was actually the second form for Blaze, unlike with Robo Blaze here. But see, for Escape, this was his second form, which in the show we only had for like the last couple episodes, because he had some backup data implanted into Hiromu, the red or Goldbuster Red. It put a Messiah card into to make the Red Ranger his backup. And the more he rebooted, the more like Hiromu he became, until he was eventually able to morph his face into that of Hiromu. But you can definitely see the cheetah like designs. In Japan he had the Goldbuster Red super speed, but Avatar Blaze did not have that ability. He would have if Gargoyle had not intervened by that time. Now let's look at their keys. This one is for Avatar Blaze, which you have to look at it from the side to see the eye here. As you can see, it has these three protrusions, which is just like the helmet here. In fact, you can sort of see the similar design here. With Avatar Roxy's key, it kind of looks like a evil mutated rabbit, which makes sense considering that she was originally going to be the Yellow Ranger. And then there's the Robo Blaze key, which does resemble him. If I bring it up closer, see, this is where the mouthpiece would be, right here where the white is. You can't really say that well here, I don't think. There's actually some silver here, like right at the bottom of the beak. Each of these villain keys has a green energy blade. Has a green Morphex energy blade signature. And like in my review, which you'll see later, anyway, with Avatar Blaze, he can't really latch onto him that well. Another thing you'll notice is that this one is the only one that has a Morphers, even though they all have Morphers in the show. That's because this one is the only one who actually had it as part of the suit in Japan, in the Japanese version. Well, the other two can actually have them on their arms. Sorry, buddy. I guess I got you a bit of a bum avatar, a bit of a bum Robo Blaze. It can't really have it on that well. It doesn't clip on like it should. Even it stays on a little bit better on the left arm. Well, not that much better though. But anyway, so I'm going to redo my review. So anyway, next up, anyway, later on I'll review the gold, silver, and silver rangers as well as the red fury ranger mode. And I will do the beast bots in the future, but I kind of want to be able to review like 4, but I don't have the robot, but I don't have the beast bot Theo figure. So anyway, I'm also planning on doing a remake of my review for the Titanosaurus Megazord. My little brother doesn't want me to do it, but but the audio was so messed up on that because we were recording while I was while I was downloading some torrents, so I really felt like it should for the audio. Anyway, until next time, this has been the Hollow Hand, and today I say, sayonara.